Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sarifat Ali, teaching mathematics. Now, today's lecture is fundamentals of geometry. Okay, first of all, we have to discuss that what is a geometry. Uh, Now, this is fundamentals. Fundamentals meaning to say basic or the terms involved in the foundation of this topic. So, fundamentals of geometry meaning to say we are going to discuss a specific branch of mathematics in which we will deal measurement of different shapes. The word geometry, geo means shape and metry comes from metria, which means measurement. So the measurement of shapes, and we will discuss about basic terms, elements related to measurement of shapes. Okay, now starting with point. So what is a point? First of all, we will discuss or define the term point. Okay, point is something that describe position. Okay, so position with respect to some reference lines, or one can say with respect to a point. When we discuss about reference lines, meaning to say we will discuss about coordinate system. Reference lines, two mutually perpendicular lines, x-axis and y-axis, form a coordinate system, and then we will discuss position with respect to these reference lines. But if I said that with respect to a point, polar coordinates in some higher classes, so later on we will discuss on it. Right now, point something that describe position with respect to reference lines. Okay, I consider over here a set of reference lines. One is x-axis and the second one is y-axis. Now it is a system of two mutually perpendicular lines. Okay, if I consider a point or a dot over here, so it means the position of this point, meaning to say how much distance covered along x-axis and along y-axis. So one can say that this is a point P, x comma y. So this distance I consider over here x, this distance I consider over here y. So point, something that describes position with respect to reference lines. Uh, Third row, second person. It is the position of a student in our classroom. In the same way, if I consider 3 units along x-axis, 5 units along y-axis, so we must write down over here 3 comma 5. Now the position along x-axis is called abscissa, position along y-axis is called ordinate. So 3 comma 5, abscissa comma ordinate, coordinate. So on rectangular coordinate system, we will uh, discuss point x comma y. Okay, now after it, what is a line? Okay, the second one is line. The most fundamental terms used in geometry. Yeah, line meaning to say track, path, locus, road, rail. So all these terms are used just to identify the path of a moving vehicle, right? So line is defined as set of infinite points. Set of infinite points, yes. So line, set of infinite points. Set of infinite points. This is a line. Okay, a set of infinite points are in one dimension. In one dimension. So one can say on the same plane, a coplanar. So if we consider a same plane and then consider set of infinite points, so this will form a line, and there are two types of lines. Number one is straight line, number two curved line, in some proper way or improper way. Okay, so set of infinite points form a line, and if a line or all the points on the line have the same inclination, it must be a straight line. Different inclination, it will be a curved line. Okay, so presentation of a line, for example, point just a dot, but in case of a line, we have to draw a line like this, but we can also draw its two proceeding end like this. So a line that is a set of infinite points has two proceeding ends. This is a line, and if we are going to describe mathematically, so if I consider over here point A, over here B, so a line can be represented by placing double arrow sign above it like this. So this is a line. Okay, now portion of a line. Now the next one is portion of a line. When we discuss about portion of a line, so it means set of points within two fixed points. That would be a line segment. Okay, so the third term is line segment. So line segment, set of points within two fixed point, is called a line segment. It is a portion of a line. So if I consider a line over here, yeah, this is a line. But if A and B are two fixed points, and we are going to only describe this one. Okay, so A and B, all the points within two fixed point A and B form a line segment, and the presentation of a line segment like this, AB, or you can draw a line above it. It is a line segment. Say A and B are two fixed points. This is a line segment. One more thing over here, a ray. Okay, line has two proceeding end. Line segment has no proceeding end, but if one point is fixed and other one is proceeding, then this is called a ray. So ray is also a part of a line, has one fixed point, one proceeding. So this is a ray, and ray can be represented by an arrowhead. For example, AB, and if we draw like this, so sometimes we can consider it vector formation. It is a vector. One fixed point, other is proceeding, but vector only in this case that it gives you the direction. Okay, it means if I draw like this, it is a fixed point A, it is a fixed point B, but there is an arrow. So AB is a ray. It is a part of a line, right? Okay. Now point, line, line segment, and ray. These are the four basic or fundamental terms used in geometry. Whenever we consider or discuss about the measurement of the relation between different sides of a figure, of a shape, then we use these terms. Okay, now after it, the next term is for the curved line. Okay, so the fourth term is circle. Circle is also a set of points, but all points which are equidistant from a fixed point. Circle, set of points which are equidistant from a fixed point. Okay, and this fixed point is called center of the circle. Now listen, if I draw a circle over here, right, this is the center. Okay, now the distance is one, same as this one, same as this one. All these points are equidistant from this fixed point. So this fixed point is called center of a circle, and set of these points form a circle. So circle is defined as the set of points which are equidistant from a fixed point known as center. Okay, now the term related to circle. First one is secant. Okay, secant is the line, but a special name secant is given to such type of line if it cuts the circle. So meaning to say curve the circle intersect at 2 points. 2 points are in common within circle and a straight line like this. There are 2 points of intersection, which means if we are given two equations, one is linear, represents secant, one is quadratic, represents circle, and we are going to solve system of simultaneous equation. Now we have two solutions, two values of x, two values of y. When we are going to discuss secant. Secant is that line that cuts the circle at two different points. So one solution for this one and one solution for this one. So 2 points are in common between curved line and a straight line. So straight line meaning to say linear equation, curved line quadratic equation. Okay. Now the second term we use tangent. Second one is tangent. Okay. Tangent is also a straight line. Tangent is also a straight line that only touches the circle, not curves the circle. Secant is a line that curves the circle. Tangent touches the circle. Okay, now this is the circle and this one is the tangent. This line is a tangent, right? This one is tangent. Okay, so the main difference between secant and tangent, number one, secant curves the circle, curves the curve. Tangent touches the curve, touches the circle. Secant has 2 points in common. Tangent has just 1 point in common. So it means there is a single point of intersection between tangent and circle. There are 2 points of intersection between secant and circle. Okay, so tangent is a line that only touches the circle, not cut the circle. But once again, secant is a straight line, linear equation. Tangent is a straight line, linear equation. Circle is a curved line, quadratic equation. Now once again, if we are given two equations, one is linear, one is quadratic. Okay, so it means if we are going to solve system of equations, there must be two solutions. Yeah, in case of secant, two different solutions. In case of tangent, we have a case of whole square. So just one solution. Let's suppose x square minus 6x plus 9 equal to 0. Okay, we are going to solve it. So this can be written as x minus 3 whole square, and in this condition both the factor x minus 3, again x minus 3 equal to 0, and the root will be 3, right? And the root would be 3. So common roots. In case of common roots, the line must be a tangent to a circle. But in case of different roots, different values, it is not a tangent, it is a secant, right? So in the class, you people have done such type of question that, so we are given two linear equations. So there are two straight lines, either they intersect or maybe they are parallel if there is no solution. Okay, so This is the case of tangent, and in case of tangent there must be a whole square case, right? Secant then tangent. And now the third one is, related to secant and circle. The most important terms related to circle in fundamentals of geometry: chord, radius, diameter. Chord, diameter, and radius. Okay, there are so many different definitions, right? All are correct. But when we discuss fundamentals of geometry, there must be a unique definition that shows origin. So I have told you already, fundamental based on foundation, basic, very basic fundamentals of geometry. So right now, we are going to discuss the basic things related to geometry. Okay, we have discussed about the circle, secant, tangent. Okay, now once again, I consider over here a circle like this. Yeah, this is a circle. Now this one is a secant. This one is a secant. Now listen very carefully. The portion of a secant within the circle is called chord. If we consider only this one, so this is a chord. So how one can define chord? Chord is a portion of a secant within the circle. Portion of a secant within the circle is called a chord. Okay, so it means if I draw a line like this, or if I'm going to draw like this, so this is a chord, this one is a chord. Always set of points of a secant within the circle form a chord. All these are chord. Okay, now the second thing is diameter. Okay, if I consider a center that is a fixed point, all the points are equidistant from a fixed point, so it means this is a fixed point known as center of the circle. Okay, a secant may cut the circle passing through this point as well. So it is also a chord, but a chord that passes through center of the circle is called diameter. We know chord is the segment, line segment. It is a portion of a secant within the circle. So this is also a secant, and this portion, the unique quality of this portion or this one is different from that one and that one. So what does it mean? It passes through a center. A chord that passes through a center is called diameter. Yeah, this is the basic definition of diameter. Rather than saying so many other words, the fundamentals of geometry, you must say what? A chord is said to be a diameter if it passes through the center of a circle. Okay, now radius. Half of the diameter is called radius. So it means there is a relation between diameter and radius. So radius would be equal to half of the dia. This is the radius, or one can say diameter twice the radius. Yes, twice the radius, or radius half of the diameter. But the main thing, again I am repeating, diameter is a chord. Diameter is a chord that passes through the center, and radius is the half of the diameter. Radius is defined as the half of diameter. Okay, so chord, diameter, radius, tangent, secant, all these terms related to a circle, right? So I'm not going to consider some more terms and related to different theories or theorems, right? The only thing is that right now we are here just to identify or describe fundamentals of geometry. Okay, we have discussed online, We have discussed what is a point, then line. Okay, two types of lines, straight and curved line. Straight line, okay, when we talk about the straight line, we define three different terms. Number one, line, two ends proceeding. Line segment, set of point within two fixed point. Ray, one fixed point, one proceeding end, but the line segment has no proceeding end, two fixed point. And then related to circle, all these terms. Okay, now once again, line. So what are the parallel lines? Okay, a set of infinite points is a line, and we are going to discuss parallel lines. So if two lines are parallel, it means they do not have any point in common. Two lines are parallel, they never intersect to each other. Two lines are parallel, have the same inclination. Okay, and one can say the same gradient or a slope as well. Yes, two lines are parallel like this. These two lines are parallel. These are parallel lines. So on proceeding, this one or that one, they are not going to intersect each other. There is no point in common. There is no solution, right? So parallel lines have no solution. Parallel lines have the same inclination. Parallel lines have same gradient. Okay, so it means if two lines are parallel, so we can simplify or transform one onto other. The only reason is that if we consider all these things on some reference lines, then the only difference is their y-intercept, right? They cut x-axis and y-axis at different points, right? But the ratio between y upon x, rise upon run, always remains same. That's why I'm telling you, same gradient, same inclination, right? The lines are parallel, okay. But if lines are not parallel, then what happens? If lines are not parallel, they must intersect each other. And lines, we are talking about a straight lines, so they cut just at a single point, no, not more than one point, right? So if two lines, we are talking about the straight lines, there is only a single point of intersection. So related to parallel lines, if two lines are not parallel, they intersect each other. So when they intersect each other, there is a formation of congruent angle, congruent vertical opposite angle, congruent opposite angle. So an angle is the angular displacement with respect to point of intersection between two intersecting lines. So this is an angle, this one an angle, and these two are equal and known as vertical opposite angle. When two lines which are not parallel intersect each other, they form two pairs of vertical opposite angle. Okay, the other one is like this. Okay, so if I consider over here x, this one also x, y, this one also y. And we know about the straight angle, a straight line angle that must be equal to 180 degree. So the sum of these two would be equal to 180 degree. But this is a theorem related to not parallel lines. There are so many theorems. For example, two lines are parallel, another line intersect these lines. So this line is said to be a transversal, and transversal form four congruent pair of corresponding angles, two alternate angles, and there are so many things. But right now we have discussed fundamentals of geometry. the basic thing we have discussed on it. Okay, so inshallah in the next class we'll proceed this topic, and in the next part we'll consider theorem related to lines or triangles or quadrilateral and quadrilateral family, different quadrilateral, for example parallelogram that has a part involve rectangle, rhombus, square. Okay, other quadrilateral trapezium, other quadrilateral kite. So we will discuss such type of terms, but right now I think it is enough, and there are so many things to learn, and inshallah I will provide you some question you have to solve after watching such type of video. Okay, Allah Hafiz.